World of Warcraft has been the pinnacle of the MMORPG genre for years. So, what happens when 17 Blizzard employees start their own game studio? Well, WildStar happens. Offering a similar subscription-based model, WildStar takes the genre in a decisively sci-fi direction. With the standard choice of two factions, you play as an alien, or human, contesting a recently discovered planet, Nexus. You kill mobs, complete quests, and level up. So how is it new or innovative? Well, taking a clue from the genre, this game is massive. And as such, it's not easily viable to sum the entire experience up in just one review. So let's just look at the low-level content. From initially launching the game, you come face to face with the character creator. This is your first step towards colonizing Nexus. Option-wise, there are two factions, the Exiles and the Dominion. These may be considered akin to the Rebels and the Empire in Star Wars. When creating a character, the first thing you encounter is choice. Lots of choice. Let's look at race. For the more vanilla among us, there are humans, available for both factions. The Exiles simply named humans, and the Dominions Cassians, or bad humans. Then, for the more alien amongst us, the Dominion have their robot race, Makari, their dragonish, Draken, and their crazy hamster people, Chua. For the Exiles, you can choose from a race that rocks, literally, the Granok, space zombies, or Mordesh, or for the furrier amongst us, Orin. Layering into this, there are then 6 classes: Warrior, Engineer, Stalker, Esper, Spellslinger, and Medic. These all have varying abilities which cover the classic 3 roles of DPS, Tank, and Healer. This is then further complicated by the novel option of Paths. Each character can choose one of 4 path options, and gain relevant perks as a result, such as group teleports, portals, and in-game buffs. This interesting extra choice puts another level onto character creation. It entices you to go beyond the typical main character system standard of MMOs. As for character cosmetics, a template face is selected, and then attributes adjusted with sliders. You can then choose from various facial features, as well as hair and skin tones. Options are also available for body type, but it seems, at least for females, is a case of how voluptuous your character is. You can adjust the boob and butt proportions, with a limited range from sexy to surgically enhanced. This is my only irritation from an overall diverse and intuitive character creator. After creation, you are launched into the game and onto a spaceship. Each faction has its own starting questline. These teach you the standard MMO basics of how to quest, how to combat, how to do path missions, and how to interact with NPC and object after NPC and object. Seriously, I am so done with right-clicking things by level 3. Right-clicking aside, these do ultimately lead onto a choice of where on Nexus to start. Each faction has a choice of 2 starting areas, luring the player into creating multiple characters to experience each option, and considering the diversity of the environments, it's a strong allure. World and mob design is exquisite. With the art direction comfortable on the eyes, the game tempts you to explore. Frozen wastelands, lush woodlands, fantastical beasts, and lore is scattered across zones. The climate and creatures are melded together in each area to create atmosphere, to create a gaming environment that feels, well, alien. Nexus is how you would imagine a newly colonized planet to be. Sparse settlements and lots of monstrously fascinating creatures. It's almost too much to take in. Except that this is where Carbine Studios gets it right. The rate at which new information is provided generates a comfortable learning curve. Player versus player options appear at level 6. Salvaging, the ability to recycle items for crafting materials, shows up at level 8. And at level 10, trade skills such as mining, relic hunting, and cooking show up. This eases the player into the game mechanics. Each level provides the player with a recap of everything unlocked, and it's simple to pick up the whats and hows of the game's innovative features, as well as see your nifty new combat abilities. Speaking of combat, WildStar takes the standard, static, third-person combat system seen in World of Warcraft and changes it. For one, mouse turning is default, to the delight of PvPers everywhere. Whilst it takes some getting used to for those unfamiliar, it makes turning and aiming in combat much more fluid. This is necessary in WildStar because for the majority of classes, combat is carried out on the go. Sprinting, dodging, jumping, and attacking all happen within one fight, with a fast-paced combat system that becomes excitingly hectic in PvP. It makes for a system that is simple to learn, but with all the movement, class, and ability options, could take a lifetime to master. So, how would I sum up my initial experiences of the lower levels of WildStar? Well, first and foremost, the game is genuine fun. The quests are varied, the environments are enticing, the controls are intuitive, and the combat is dynamic. You are eased into the game's features smoothly, allowing even the least experienced of gamers access to the wonderful world of Nexus. While some may describe WildStar as just a sci-fi World of Warcraft, to me it feels like a fresh MMO experience. And with the player-owned houses, massive PvP events, and a plethora of quests, dungeons, classes and zones still to explore, I am excited to discover more of Nexus as I continue to level up.